What if a legend wasn't just a story? What if it was a curse? A 2,000-year-old evil just patiently waiting to be awakened?
And what if the key to unleashing all of that hell on Earth was hidden deep inside your own blood? Well, for one group of explorers, this isn't just an expedition. It's the beginning of the end.
Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're descending into an absolute nightmare buried beneath the sand, uncovering a story of obsession, betrayal, and a horror that has waited millennia to rise again. Let's get into it. So, our story kicks off with a mission born from a lifetime of pure obsession. A group of explorers, they're dead set on proving that the lost Lulan kingdom, a whole civilization just swallowed by time, was actually real. But what they're looking for isn't just history, it's a tomb. And you know, some secrets are buried for a reason.
But this team is a ticking time bomb of hidden agendas. Leading the whole thing is the professor, a man who has literally sacrificed everything for this one quest. Then you've got Shali. She's not there for history. She's desperately hoping to find her father who vanished in this exact same desert. Right beside her is Siyu, the professor's loyal apprentice. But that loyalty, it's hiding a terrifying secret. And then there's Motu, the comic relief, who's about to find out that some places have absolutely no room for laughter.
Their destination is a place people only talk about in forbidden texts, the Black Tower. This isn't just a tomb. It was a cursed mausoleum for the legendary demon queen of Lulan. Now, history books will tell you the tower was destroyed with her kingdom, but the professor, he believes it was secretly rebuilt, acting like a beacon for a darkness that never, ever truly died. And here is why this is so unbelievably dangerous. The legend says that when this cruel queen was finally killed, her followers used dark magic, the power of a so-called black serpent, to preserve her soul. And the terrifying part? The queen's soul isn't dead. It's just waiting for rebirth. They're not just opening a tomb. They could be opening a doorway for her to come right back. They thought their greatest enemy was the merciless desert. Oh, they were so wrong. The sand out here hides way more than just ruins. Almost immediately, their whole journey just descends into utter chaos. On day one, a savage sandstorm nearly swallows them whole. A couple of days later, they get attacked by these monstrous creatures that burst out of the sand. The locals call them groundhogs. And then they get this chilling feeling that they're being hunted by these shadowy figures, some kind of ancient guardians of this forgotten place. As if that wasn't bad enough, the one guy they trusted to lead them, their living map, just vanishes. Poof, gone. Now they're lost, they're alone, and this horrible feeling starts to sink in that they're being picked off, one by one. But honestly, the physical threats are nothing compared to the psychological terror that starts to set in. Every single night, one horrifying sound echoes across the dunes, a sound that just chills them to the bone. It's the laughter of an owl. Now, according to an ancient superstition, if an owl laughs after midnight, it means the god of death has marked someone in your camp. It's an omen, it's a promise, and it means one of them is not going to see the sunrise. The fear is no longer about getting lost, it's about being chosen. And that's when everything completely shatters. Because the greatest threat wasn't lurking outside their camp. No, it was standing right beside them. In a place like this, trust is always the first thing to die. Deep inside this underground passage, disaster strikes. An ancient stone bridge just gives way, plunging one of their own into a dark abyss. Now they're trapped. And grief, it turns to suspicion. And then suspicion turns to pure rage. Accusations are flying, panic is setting in. And in all that chaos, a hidden darkness finally decides to show its face. Siyu, the loyal apprentice, whips out a gun. The team is just stunned. She points it right at the professor. Her voice is shaking, but her eyes are filled with this cold resolve. You see, they found a coffin, but all the ancient warnings tell them not to open it. There's this evil aura all around it, but Siyu doesn't care. She screams, "If you don't open the coffin, I'll shoot." So why, right? Why this sudden, violent betrayal? Well, the devastating truth comes out. Siyu is dying. She has this rare, incurable illness and has been totally manipulated into believing that the only cure is somewhere inside the Demon Queen's tomb. So while they came here to uncover history, she came for a miracle. She's not just desecrating a tomb, she is fighting for her life, and she will sacrifice every single one of them to get what she wants. After descending into that pit of betrayal, they finally found it. But it wasn't just a tomb. It was a lost world, A civilization completely swallowed by time. Forced by Siu, they push on and emerge into a totally impossible sight, the lost city of Lulan, perfectly preserved in this massive cavern under the desert. The legends were actually true. The city wasn't just built on sand, it was constructed on what ancient mystics called a dragon vein, basically a convergence of powerful energy lines that shielded it from the outside world for 2 entire millennia. And right there, at the horrifying center of their journey, it stood. At the very heart of this dead city, piercing the darkness like a dagger, the Black Tower. And it didn't just feel like a building, it felt alive. It felt like it had been waiting for them. They came here seeking knowledge. What they found was a sacrificial altar, and the sacrifice was one of them. The prophecy, you see, must be fulfilled. Inside that tower, the final soul-crushing betrayal is revealed. The entire mission was a lie. The professor's obsession, Siu's desperation, all of it was just a manipulation, a carefully built trap designed to bring one person to this exact spot, Shali. Her search for her father was never, ever meant to have a happy ending. He led her here to die. You see, Shali is the last living descendant of the Lulan royal bloodline. The entire prophecy of the queen's rebirth depended on a living sacrifice of her own blood. She wasn't an explorer. She was the key. She was the offering, brought here to awaken the demon queen. Think about that. For 2,000 years, this plan has been in motion. And now, as Shali is forced onto the altar and her blood is spilled, the ritual begins. The tower starts to tremble, ancient powers begin to stir, and all hell breaks loose. But as that ancient evil awoke, an even older promise was kept. The final battle would be fought blood for blood. Just as the queen starts to manifest, those mysterious desert guardians storm the tower. But they're not here to help the queen. They're here to stop her. They are the Gumo tribe, descendants of the very people who first defeated her. For 2 millennia, their only purpose has been to stand guard and prevent her return. They were never the villains. They were humanity's last line of defense. The awakened queen, she's not a physical being. She's a terrifying manifestation of dark magic, a grand illusion that feeds on fear and life force. And the Guma warriors know this. They don't fight the queen herself. They fight the curse she represents, sacrificing themselves one by one to weaken the magic. In the end, as the tower collapses around them, the survivors flee, finally understanding the truth. The queen was a nightmare, but the sacrifices made to stop her were all too real. They escape into the daylight, broken and forever changed, leaving the ruins of a 2,000-year-old war behind them. But there's one haunting question that remains. Was the evil truly defeated, or was it merely sent back to sleep, just waiting for the next time someone is foolish enough to listen to the whispers from the sand? This story is just a brutal reminder of how obsession can be weaponized, and how desperation can lead good people to do monstrous things. It proves that some legends aren't just stories. They're warnings. If you enjoyed this explanation, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing movie breakdowns.